Hey guys, Cookie here with another top 10 list. Today I am looking at the top 10 maps that could potentially be added to Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's a ton of factors that determine this list, from significance in movies, to side map combinations, to map uniqueness, all kinds of stuff. This, however, does not take into consideration what would be a good DLC combination. It just simply shows the best 10 maps for the Battlefront, whether it fits in with a specific DLC or not. Just the best potential maps. So without further ado, let's get to it. Number 10 is DAGOBAH. DAGOBAH is not a map that had a battle take place on it, however, it is a planet of very large significance in the saga. A major chunk of Empire Strikes Back took place on DAGOBAH, as it was where Luke was trained to be a Jedi by Yoda. It offers a unique look from other maps because of its swampy and foreboding atmosphere. It also has many Easter eggs that you could include, from the swamp monster to Luke's abandoned X-Wing, Yoda's hut, and the cave where Luke confronts an image of Darth Vader. It was also in the original Battlefront 2 and separated itself from other maps in that game, so it could do the same in this one. Number 9 is SCARIF. SCARIF is the home of a major battle from Rogue One to retrieve the Death Star plans, so as far as being a battleground, it's already got that going for it. Plus, its beach atmosphere is a change of pace from other destinations. There's even images of SCARIF in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, as well as it being in the original EA Battlefront game, so it shouldn't be difficult for it to be added. The lone problem with SCARIF is keeping it original and not just being an updated graphical version of the first one. This could be a challenge for DICE, but considering SCARIF's importance and uniqueness, it does set up well to be a mainstay map for sure. Number 8 is Ahch-To. Ahch-To is a bit small for a Battlefront, but it does come with plenty of interesting things for Easter eggs, like all the random abandoned ruins, the cave that Rey has her dream in, as well as the creatures that inhabit the planet, including, of course, porgs. Alright, fine. The main reason I want this planet is for the porgs. They're just so awesome. I'm sorry. But overall, if they are going to add any more planets from the Disney era movies, this would be my number one choice. Number 7 would be a major departure. How about the Gungan city on Naboo? Naboo is one of the few planets that I think could have 3 or 4 completely different battles on it because of its use in the prequels. However, this would be my favorite venture of theirs on that planet. Gungan City is the only map on this list from the original 6 movies that wasn't included in any Battlefront games so far, including the originals. So this would prove a very original idea on DICE's part. Plus, Gungan City is very unique and unusual. It offers a more close quarters map choice, kind of similar to Death Star 2, but with a totally different and new makeup. This would also be a great way to incorporate Gungans, I mean, if you want to. Plus, walking through those weird walls would be pretty cool in the game, and plus, hopefully, we get some extra boss nass. At number 6, it's the Death Star Starfighter Assault. As neat as it might be for the original Death Star to come back for Galactic Assault, what we really need is for it to come back for Starfighter Assault. The assault on the Death Star might be the most iconic battle in all of Star Wars. For many, it's when they first fell in love with the saga. So considering how epic they managed to make Starfighter Assault, it is absolutely crying out to be done. Also, Starfighter Assault is hurting to find players at the moment. This could be a perfect way of getting people back into this mode. Not to mention, it's in the first Battlefront game. This is probably the only map that I would be perfectly fine with a simple reskin. Let's make this happen. Back to the Clone Wars. At number 5, it's UTAPAU. UTAPAU had great significance in Revenge of the Sith and has a unique, iconic look. The original Battlefront 2 had a neat look to its UTAPAU map, but I think DICE could take this even further. The unique setup of UTAPAU being inside a giant pit and having layers to it could make it really interesting. Maybe have the ability to jump from level to level on the stacked layers of UTAPAU could be a neat, unique touch. There are plenty of Clone Wars maps that deserve to be remade in this game, but UTAPAU is certainly among them. Number 4 on today's list is Coruscant. If you want a map with iconic locations, look no further. There are so many Easter eggs that can be done with this map that it might be too hard to fit them all on there. The locations go on and on, from the Senate floor to the Jedi Temple to Palpatine's office to the Jedi Library. Not to mention, could you begin to imagine what a Starfighter Assault map would be like on Coruscant? Considering there was an epic one at the beginning of Episode 3, it only makes sense. Heck, I'll take a Starfighter Assault ground map on Coruscant, similar to the one on Kamino. There's just so many random things they could do with Coruscant, and could you imagine the Heroes vs. Villains maps option? Oh man, I'm getting too excited. Come on, let's just make this happen. At number 3 is GEONOSIS. One of the most epic battles in all of Star Wars happens in Attack of the Clones right here on GEONOSIS, so it's a no-brainer that this map will be coming to Battlefront 2. We'd hope. GEONOSIS has so much to choose from with what happens in the movie, like introducing a ton of different vehicles for both the droids and the Republic, like the Hailfire droids and the ATTEs. Also, even though I'm not basing this list on DLC combos, you could introduce heroes from Jango Fett to Obi-Wan to Mace Windu to Count Dooku to Anakin to Padme, pretty much any Clone Wars hero since they all fought on this map. And why not add the room where Dooku fought Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda as a heroes versus villains map too? Come on, this just has to happen. Number 2 is Mustafar. My favorite Clone Wars map would have to be this one. This planet never entailed an epic movie battle, but its significance to the saga and uniqueness as a planet overall make it an absolute must. The Mustafar map from the original Battlefront 2 was one of my favorites, and an updating with some added features and graphic improvements would look freaking sexy. The lava all around the map makes for an interesting backdrop, and it's the perfect place for heroes versus villains battles. Basically like fighting in the bowels of hell. Who doesn't want to do that? Alright, there's a few maps that would also be really cool but didn't crack the top 10. Here's some honorable mentions. And number 1 is Bespin. As much as I want Clone Wars stuff, Bespin is just simply my favorite planet, and there's so much that can be done with it. It's also a planet of strong significance after its role in The Empire Strikes Back. All modes go well here. Its iconic look is like no other in Star Wars, with its beautiful backdrop and iconic landmarks. Starfighter Assault would look great just like it did in the 2015 game, but of course just imagine heroes versus villains in the carbon freezing chamber. Yes, please. There have been recent leaks that this could be coming sooner rather than later, which makes me pretty damn excited. Don't forget the original Battlefront showed the extent of what could be done here with 2 different maps. The fact that we've already seen like 6 different versions of maps on all the Battlefront games all about this one planet should make it pretty obvious why this planet is my pick. So what'd you guys think? Am I a sexy cucumber, or is my list as crappy as a clogged toilet? Let me know in those comments down below. Tell me what you think should have been added to this list, or if you guys have any unique ideas that you think would make for great stuff, you'd let me know down in those comments down below. Also, as always, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, watch another video, share it with everyone you've ever met, become a patron or sponsor today, and as always, have an awesome day.
Your defeat is inevitable.
I warn you not to underestimate my powers.
Do not throw away your potential.
Don't force me to kill you!